Let me see. Give me a little talking.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Awesome.
This is a short one like me. Dudes with Brews on the Porch presents Michael Brews.
Dude. Craft Brews and Casual Conversations. Joined with me this week, very special guest, very famous guest, very sexually attractive men. We have Carter and Anthony from the band Knee High July.
What's up?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. We've been trying to do this for quite some time now.
Yeah.
I know Carter from college back in the old days. It was a long time. We met we were in the same major, the radio, TV, film stuff.
Yeah,
and
buddy.
I think one time we just randomly worked on a project together and we fell in love.
Yeah, it was like, you like punk rock, I like punk rock. Let's do this.
Yeah, and then it got to the point where we even jammed a little bit. At one point in time, we never really did much outside of that, but we've explored the musical world a little bit, and now you guys are here to talk about your band, Knee High July, which I would say is not a punk band, but it is a very good band. We featured your song on our show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, thanks for doing
thank
that
you.
too. That was cool.
Yeah, it's a good song too, and you guys are really awesome. So I guess talk about how you met, how it came about, and who you are.
So it started it had to be late July of 2019. Our friends Josh and Jesse, the singer and rhythm guitarist respectively in the band, had been jamming, playing open mics together for a couple years. Josh had been writing songs for a while, and who was it? Someone had dared Josh, like, I bet you won't start a bluegrass band. And he's like, oh yeah, well now I'm going to try and start a bluegrass band. So he found through one of his friends in welding school, he found our banjo player,
Shout out
Jacob.
to Bailey.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Bailey. But he found our banjo player, Jacob, aka Banjo Jake Mansky. Started jamming with him, teaching him some of the songs he'd written. And I was out drinking one night with Josh and Jesse. And Jesse pulls me aside. He's like, hey man, I know you don't really like bluegrass and country and folk music. I'm like, that's not necessarily true, but go on. So he's like, well, we're putting together a band and we really need a drummer. And Ian tells me, our buddy Ian, aka Stu, tells me that you're a decent drummer. I'm like, yeah, I guess. Let's do it. It's fun. I like to play music. So we started jamming, wrote some songs. We spent like that whole summer kind of figuring out, writing songs, tightening up, figuring out our name, all that fun stuff. And then in December of 2019, we played our first show in Winona. Super fun. We got like 4 live gigs in before COVID started.
Mm-hmm.
And so during that time, we spent a lot of time in our practice space writing more songs, tightening up more. And that's when Anthony kind of comes into the picture. I mean, he'd been around for the whole time, but I'll let him tell you about that.
Yeah. So I had used to jam. I've known Josh and Jesse for forever. And Josh and I used to jam a little bit together back in the day. And then I moved to Colorado and was gone for a while. And on my way back from Colorado, I landed just after the band started. So I got to catch them in their inception.
He saw our first couple of shows.
Yeah. It was a wild time too.
Yeah.
They were fun. But yeah, then that like next spring, I guess it was, or like during that winter, that next spring, they asked me to start playing with them. So I played bass guitar.
Nice.
I bought this beautiful bass in the mountains that never got used, never played with anybody. They ended up
plays with himself all the time.
yeah, that I can do very well. So I had the bass. I was there to help kind of round out the sound, and I remember like going over there, and we this tiny little studio room they had, we all crammed into it, in this house in Southside La Crosse, and played some stuff, and jammed. We jammed out this really weird like desert rock
Oh yeah.
song, and we're all like, oh, we could all play music together pretty well. That was really cool. So then it was all gas from then on. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
so it's been fun.
And along with, being the band that you are, if people follow you on Instagram and look at what you're all about, and this is Dudes with Brews. Granted, I don't have a beer at the moment. I do have things I have to do in a little bit where but you're all about the hams.
Sure.
My co-host Rob, who isn't with us right now, he's still alive, but he's just not in the moment. But I always think of him when I hear hams, because at one point in time, a kid broke his leg at a skate park once, threw his bike into his leg. It was a really massive accident, bone sticking out of his leg and everything. And while he was kind of cooped up, he would kind of be known to go to town on some hams. And one time he gave me one, and I was like, this is disgusting. And now you guys have really resurfaced the ham lifestyle. So why hams, and what convince me to be a hams enthusiast?
Well, first of all, we're in Ham's territory.
Yeah.
This is the land of sky blue waters.
It was
right here.
originally brewed in St. Paul.
Look at that.
Like, it's got massive history. There at one point, the founder was kidnapped and held
I
for
think he was
ransom.
the founder's heir.
His heir,
His son,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
And one of the greatest heist stories in the Midwestern
It was
history.
like the 1920s.
Yeah, it's a wild thing. But hams in general, it's just a classy beer. It does everything you need to do. It was my camping beer for forever.
Yeah.
It's a % higher, at least, than every other little 3.2, beer out there.
Yeah.
Normally cheaper than those.
Yeah.
That's an important part
When
of
we
that.
first started, it was maybe $12 a
Yeah,
case.
we're hitting 13 right now, I
Yeah.
think. So inflation's getting
It's
it, but like,
climbing.
it's just, I don't know, something
Yeah.
about it. It just it's a little more full bodied. It's not just like water. It's
It's a classic American lager.
yeah, that's about the best way I could say it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to give it a try and revisit it sometime.
The trick is to drink like 30 of them.
Yeah.
and really put them back, and then you'll learn to love it. It's like the bell curve,
Yeah.
It starts off, you're like, oh man, this is gross. Then you're like, oh, this is pretty fucking
Once
good.
you start hitting
Yeah.
your rhythm, the beers just stop
Yeah.
counting.
Yep.
You can just
I-
plow right through
Yeah.
them.
And a little pork chop will do you good every time.
Yeah.
So is it before every show? Do you have like a pre-show hams, or is it a celebratory hams at the end?
Usually a couple pre-show.
Yeah,
hams.
there's pre-show hams, there's during show hams, there's
Yeah.
post-show hams.
Yeah.
Lately, a thing we've been getting into is, well, not just lately, smelling salts. Are you
Oh,
familiar with
Lord.
smelling salts?
I know what smelling salts are. I've never experienced it.
Oh man, it's awesome. It's like if you took a bunch of cat piss and put it in a tiny little bottle, and you're supposed to smell it, and it makes you strong.
It will actually bring you back to life, but
Yeah,
it is
really
nose
will.
poison. It's insane.
So smelling salts and hams is the perfect combination to put on a
Yeah.
good show.
Well, and our rhythm
Yeah.
guitarist, he likes to have like 2 rum and cokes.
Yeah, 2 rum and
Okay.
cokes, and then a ham's to round him out, and then
Yeah.
he's good to go.
There
And
you go.
Josh usually does like
Yeah.
a ham's, a shot of Fireball, that kind of thing.
It's like hams is like it could be the main course, but it's also a nice accoutrement.
Yeah,
It's an all-purpose beer.
it goes well with all your other party accessories.
That's good to know. I don't think I've ever heard anybody speak of any beer so highly. And granted,
Well,
I go for the more
People
craft
must
stuff.
be enough.
Yeah, hey, I love me some craft beer, but sometimes you just need something that'll treat you right. And every time, hams will.
Like especially like if you're in for a long night, like you can have like 4 craft beers and be done because of the higher alcohol content. But
Right.
yeah, you got to sometimes coast with I guess a hams.
Yeah, it's beer
every time.
refreshing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure during COVID there was a slump where like we couldn't find hams on the shelf.
Yeah.
Like they stopped making it or something.
Well,
I
it
think,
was
almost.
it was the 16 ounce, the tall boys,
yeah, they
especially.
were gone. And
We
we
couldn't find pounders anywhere.
we fucking I'm pretty sure we saved hams. We had a whole
Yeah.
campaign to save hams,
Yeah, we
and
made
sure as shit
stickers.
they came back.
Yeah,
We
you
just
did it.
like, all right, we can't get the 4 bangers of the tall boys, so we're just gonna have to knuckle down and buy a bunch of cases.
Yeah.
So every
Or
time,
whole hog, we call them.
yeah, a whole hog.
That's awesome. Have you ever been able to get through to a representative of Hamm's?
We're working on it.
Yeah,
actually,
we're trying to. We always tag them on our Instagram stuff. We always try and share stuff to them. They've liked our posts before.
They know who we are.
Yeah, they're being coy.
Yeah.
They're playing
Ham,
games.
this goes out to you. Stop being coy. Let's do something.
Yeah, you guys could have like an entire tour, and it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, dude.
That's sort of our, like, every bar we go to, like, we don't have a rider. We don't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
But the one kind of heads up I give them is like, hopefully you have hams, because you will not have hams by the end of the night.
Yeah.
there you go.
Try to drink them out
Yeah.
every time.
So, I mean, you guys have done a lot of cool shows. You've kind of been all over the place and played some good shows. How does one, if you're an aspiring musician, how does one go about even throwing together a show, reaching out to people? What do you do to promote yourself?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Nowadays, luckily, we're at the point where people are starting to ask us to play.
Yeah.
Way more convenient. It's really easy. When you're trying to get to that spot, it is a lot of, like, almost cold calling.
Yeah.
It really helps to, if you, go to the place that you want to play and hang out and talk to a bar manager and have a couple hams.
Yeah.
And just, like, befriend them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That makes them people way more willing and accepting to work. And then cold call a few people, say, give even if it's a shitty audio, give them something like, hey, this is kind of the thing we are. This is what we're going for. Also, my rule of thumb early on is don't turn down a show. Play any weird spot you can.
In those first few years, you just want to be the yes man.
Yep. Even if you're playing to nobody,
get
like, it helps. You just, at least there's like one person in the bar that will see you, they'll tell their friend, and sometimes their friend is somebody who does want that kind of thing.
Yep.
You know, so
that's awesome.
And a lot of it's who you know too, because a lot of our earliest gigs we got because we knew people who were willing to take a chance on booking us with them,
Right.
and like recommending us to other people they knew who were booking things. So building that network in your community is really helpful.
Building that community in general,
Yeah.
like that all comes back to community in the end of it. Like you can sort of rely on your friends for a while, and you rely on your fans for a while. Then
you got to start pulling
then
your
you
weight.
start pulling your weight, But
But
hopefully during that time you're building that community of people that follow you around and want to participate and have a good time and recommend and give you suggestions and things like that. So
yeah, absolutely. And obviously because I've known Carter for a long time now, I've seen the evolution of the band a little bit, and it's been pretty sweet to see. I know you guys have you tried to enter that NPR thing, the Tiny Desks or whatever the hell it's called?
Did we ever do Tiny
we
Desk?
never did a tiny desk.
I think we were talking about doing it one time.
Yeah. I think we should do that next year.
Yeah,
Pine and Fire did it.
Yeah.
They left gems, and we keep getting. So we do this contest every year. We have been for the last several years, 3 or so years since we started with this YouTube channel called Gems on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
They have a contest every year called Gems in the Rough, and that's like they're looking for like country folk, western singer-songwriter type Americana stuff. Usually the people we've noticed who win are usually more like string bands, duos, solo acts.
Yeah.
We're very different.
Yeah. But we like entering every year just for shits. We never really expect to win, but we always get some good online attention for it.
That's another one. The Gems guys knows who we are.
Yeah.
They always comment, but like the joke is we keep getting snubbed because like we'll have some of the most views and some of the whatever, and it's like never win.
Anthony Simpkins my ass. Why isn't he simping for us?
Shout out Anthony Simp.
Yeah.
Simp we call him.
You're definitely putting in the work and putting in the time, because even like, from the sound, your sound has progressed like so well too. You guys sound like really good live, and even like the live recording that we played, it sounded awesome. Do you have any? You have EPs out, albums out at all yet?
No.
Just a bunch of our own bootleg stuff
Yeah.
on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Really,
Bootleg stuff is cool.
it is. Yeah,
That's fun.
those are fun Easter eggs for
yeah.
like 10 years down the road when some nerd discovers us.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm gonna just go nuts on this band.
There are some fun bits and all that from the crowd. Like that's
Yeah.
more for the crowd, honestly. You can hear some cool shit from
Yeah.
people in the crowd. But
Mhm.
we're working. We like a couple years ago, we pretty much recorded an album, and then progress stopped on it, not to our liking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the most I'll say on that. But since then, anyways, we have songs we've written that we like better. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise or something. I don't know. But it's a goal of ours. We're kind of thinking of, I don't know, we've tossed around recording it ourselves just to get it done.
Mhm.
We want to have an album out. We wanted to have an album out 2 years ago. We
Yeah.
want to have an album out. So sometime soon, hopefully.
Yeah, a little controversy though, huh? I think I might
A little,
I think I
little
might know a
bit,
little
yeah.
bit about that. I don't know.
yeah.
Was it part of Carter's other thing that he had for a minute?
Oh,
No.
That's a whole other.
Oh, okay.
This was with the guys who recorded. It was a studio in town.
Oh, gotcha.
Air quotes on the studio part.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of gear, not a lot of follow through.
That's unfortunate.
Some an aging hippie and a beach ball in Broncos gear.
Oh,
Dang.
go
That's all.
Nuggets.
You know, one of the greats said, "Never trust a hippie," and you guys did.
I'm a hippie at heart, so it's
Yeah.
hard. I'm split decisions on that one.
Yeah, man, and like, there's hippies all over the board around here. There's the ones you can't trust. Then there's the real trustworthy ones.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
you trust a little too much.
Yeah. You are wearing
They're
a
just
drug
not
rug right
fun.
now, so you got a little
I
hippie
am.
in you too.
That's true.
Yeah,
Hey, you got a little hippie in you? Would you like a little more?
Hey.
there it is. There it is. So you guys are in La Crosse, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
What is the music scene like in La Crosse? Are you battling? Because I know where I'm at, it's unfortunately, a lot of cover bands. You see the same shit over and over at all these festivals, local festivals, local bars, and they're never looking for original bands, unfortunately. It's just the same stuff that is discouraging.
That used to be lacrosse a lot.
Yeah.
That was
And there still is kind of
Yeah.
a dearth of or not a dearth, the opposite of a dearth, right? Is
I
that
don't
is
know
a dearth
that.
where there's like none?
I don't even know
I
what that
don't know.
means.
But there still are like a fair amount of
Yeah.
cover bands around
Okay.
here. But there's also
it used to be only like the
Yeah.
guy playing the song reading off his laptop or his iPad or whatever.
Mhm.
that's the worst kind of cover
Oh my
band.
god, it was the most. And every song sounds the same.
Yeah.
There's some bad acoustic version, but they say there's still that that's still going on, but not now. I would say it's a tasteful amount comparison to what it was.
Yeah.
Like, now there's a
Good.
bunch of original music and some venues that want to play original music and
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty balanced here.
it's gotten a lot better in the last 10 years probably.
As far as genre diversity, there's kind of
I would say
Not
La-
as- I mean,
lacrosse
it's
is a
getting
little-
better.
It's a little grungier than other places I've seen.
Okay.
really,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there are fewer like legit like punk or metal or
I
like
could think of
heavier bands.
4 off the top of my head.
Which
right now.
ones?
You got Zamek. You
Oh,
got
yeah.
Midwest Voltage. You got Dead Am is
okay,
grungy heavy.
Yeah, you're
You got-
right, you're
there's,
right.
there's a hand.
Yeah, there's a
handful,
bit.
Yeah.
All right, it's growing.
Yeah, there's some young blood again doing stuff in town, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Young blood. I'm saying anybody under 60.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of old heads in
Yeah,
town.
there are
there
a lot of
that
old
are
heads.
holding on to some cool stuff, but like there's now some youth and all that doing stuff again. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've played. You mentioned you played in Minnesota. You've played in Wisconsin. Is there any like what's the best like place you've played at so far that's not local?
I mean, so we played in Madison at the Union Terrace, and that
Yeah,
was
that was
one of the
pretty
more
cool.
incredible scenic spots I've ever played.
And that's
Yeah,
a
that
good
was
crowd to
sweet.
play for too. The
Oh, we
Oh,
apparently we
yeah,
were the
and it
first
was
night
packed.
there, dude. That place had hundreds of people. It was
that's
insane.
awesome.
Beautiful night
Yeah.
too. It was great.
The Iowa has some cool spots. The smokestack
Yeah.
down in Iowa and the lift down in Iowa are really cool.
I really enjoyed playing in for the Red Wing Big
Oh,
Turn
yeah,
Music
that
Festival
was
this
dope.
year. We played in a kickboxing gym. That was,
that was super cool,
Nice.
actually. Yeah, that was rad.
Yeah, that's.
I was hoping people would be boxing behind us during
I
the
was
show,
hoping so
but
too. I thought they'd put us in the ring.
yeah, that would have been sweet. Yeah.
They built a stage instead.
Someone crashes and like they land on your cymbals while you're jamming.
That's punk rock. That's
Yeah,
cool.
man.
I'm with
I'm
it.
here for it.
That would have been pretty impressive. But I mean, that's awesome that you've been able to, unfortunately, most musicians and bands don't even leave, the city that they're based in.
Yeah,
you guys have been
and that's sort of, I think, if lacrosse has any one musical problem, really, it's that it's a musical trap. Not a lot of the bands here like get beyond a 30-mile, 40-mile radius.
Yeah, they don't really play outside of or even like just the greater driftless region at large.
Right, yeah.
Because like the furthest they'll go sometimes is, I don't know, like Dubuque or whatever, somewhere in Iowa, or like, somewhere in Minnesota, but they'll stay within that corridor.
Yeah, yeah. You like that's one of those things you play anywhere, right? If it brings you across the state to a completely new market, play a random bar. Like we play a bar just about every summer that's like an outdoor gig that we set up for, and it's a hoot. And we played a brewery in Beloit. It's G5, good friends of mine.
Nice.
Like that was a cool show. But you just reach a new audience that way, and it's a haul sometimes, but it's also really cool. You meet a bunch of sweet people, you see a bunch of cool stuff. Like
yeah, absolutely.
It's worth it,
Yeah, that would be awesome. I always talk, me and my co-host, and we're kind of in the works, kind of not of maybe trying to do some live stuff. In the podcast world, it's a little different. Like you have to be super fucking famous almost to already like be able
to fill seats.
Yeah, but we'll see what we can do. He's out in California, so he's working on booking a venue out there, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it happens. Nice. I want that live experience. I've never, I've been in bands and we've played a couple shows here and there, but I've never really experienced like going out there and playing in front of a crowd or performing in some way. And I think I wanna experience it just to. So I feel
it gets
validated.
under your skin. It's like once you do it, and once you, I know the thing I know about artists, I'll say in general, I'm including podcasting and any creative field in this, is that most of us are generally shy and or introverted. But I was just talking about this with one of the Blue County Pistol members the other night. It's like once you do that and get on stage and you perform and you release that other side of you, it gets under your skin. You want to do it more.
You get to put on your extrovert hat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I would say Carter's pretty extroverted. I would think.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean,
sometimes.
like, I have my moments, definitely. But there are other times where I'm just like a recluse, and I'm like, I don't fucking want to talk to anyone I don't know, ever.
Don't turn the lights on.
Yeah. Have you ever?
And like, if I don't have your number on my phone, I'm not answering.
Yeah.
Have you ever, Anthony? Have you ever heard of Carter's other band, Contact Sports? Pretty wild.
Back in the day, I think he showed me audio of him way back in the day too. Yeah, some heavy shit.
That was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. We went, and him and I one time went to this random house. I don't even remember where it was. It was hard to find for some reason.
Is that the one in Appleton by the greenhouse?
It might have been.
It was like it was across the street from the hospital.
It's called like the Beatrice or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was our second gig. I remember that one. That was fun.
It was I just remember being in that basement with a lot of stinky people, and then it got to the point where I was just like, I can't smell this anymore. I have to go up.
Air! I need air!
I don't think I even stuck around for the whole lineup that night, which bums me out now because I realized I'm pretty sure we opened for Cloud Rat during that set.
Maybe.
Excellent name.
Yeah, Cloud Rat's a sweet band.
Yeah.
They're from Michigan. They've been around for a while. Three-piece, like kind of proggy or grindcore with proggy sensibilities, I'd say.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Do you still submerge yourself into that, Carter, or are you now like I'm a bluegrass man?
Well, partner, these boys done turned me full hee-haw. I done hung up my Martian boots. No, I'm kidding. I love like hardcore and punk rock and doom metal and black metal and sludge and heavy metal and like all the cool stuff. I still like that. But now I also like the hee-haw stuff. Not all of it.
How do you feel about Jelly Roll? What's up with
I
this
don't
guy?
know a lot about this dude.
He just won 3 CMT awards. We play him on the rock station I work for, which doesn't make sense.
He's like a rap dude, isn't he too? Or something?
I don't know what he is. He sounds like a country guy. He looks like a rapper, but he's got enough distortion in the guitar, I guess, to qualify as a rock artist.
Yeah,
this man is a mystery, and I need to do a deep dive on this guy because I just want to see what he's about. And his name is Jelly Roll.
He's married to some
Roll.
famous porn star. That's all I know. I don't know
I
who
didn't know
that
that.
is, but that's another layer to his whole saga.
Yeah.
It's like a thing.
And it's like,
I don't know.
Are you called Jelly Roll because he's a big dude? Is
Yeah.
it like that's what got you here, the jelly rolls, or have you always
It's
just
like,
been called?
Jelly Rolls.
It's that guy is just a mystery. He's almost like the, a juggalo country man. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I think he has
that makes it
juggalo
sound
ties
cooler.
actually too.
Fuck yeah.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he like is like an unofficial juggalo
Really?
or something. I think he has that
Probably.
tie.
Well, I guess I'm about to officially become a Jelly Roll fan. Whoop whoop.
Whoop! Can I get a whoop whoop?
Yeah. Shaggy Two Dope's playing a show at X-Ray pretty soon.
I saw
too.
that. Oh
I
man.
used to work at do security out some theaters in Colorado, and I am disappointed in myself a little bit that I missed the ICP show because they played
That
at
is a
this
bummer.
beautiful theater that they had to tarp over all these murals.
Oh, yeah.
And they said they were whipping Faygo so hard they were still getting it past the tarp. They knocked some poor girl out with a bottle of Faygo.
Oh, jeez.
She was in the balcony. It was insane.
I did have the opportunity to go to one and I didn't because I was like I'm not in that scene at all, and I'm I think it'd be a good experience though. Really make an honest person out of me.
Everybody said it's a grimy, grungy time, but everybody is like super nice and and they're like even the ICP guys apparently are like very nice.
Yeah.
They're just
real cool
wacky,
guys.
Yeah.
Crazy dude. So I think the ultimate goal for Knee High July, you got to get on a tour with Jelly Roll and then play at the gathering of the Juggalos.
Oh my god. That's a bucket list dream right there. I've always wanted to go to the gathering of the Juggalos just to go and see it. Just to be a fly on that wall.
On
Talk about a bunch of
that
smelly
shit
people,
stained
though,
wall.
Yeah.
A bunch of like 400-pound people just boofing soda. They'd probably really like smelling salts though.
Yeah,
They probably would actually, yeah. I think a lot of ICP dudes are like straight edge. Aren't a lot of Juggalos straight edge at this point?
I don't
Some
know.
are.
I'm sure there's some overlap.
Yeah, it probably is some overlap. I think there's probably some that are very, very much not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's a whole new, again, like you could do a deep dive on what it is to even be a juggalo, and it should be a documentary, quite frankly. It should be.
there probably is one out there.
What is a juggalo?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they sing about
There's
it.
already a song about it.
He puts a weave in his nut hairs.
Yep, do that, and then something about 2 liters in your butt cheeks too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, maybe you guys. So like, where you get the tie-in is that we somehow have to get a 2 liter of Hamms. And then you'll start chucking those things during the shows, and then they'll be like, "Wait a minute, we like Faygo, they like Hamms. Let's do this." And and then they bring like a pork flavored soda.
That's such a good idea.
I'm into this.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh
It's a
man,
brainstorming session for
you got the
gold
gears
right here.
turning.
Yeah.
Because now I'm picturing that 2-liter bottle. We could probably even print out like a label, like a Ham's label that says, Knee High July and the Ham's font and everything.
Oh man, that'd be
Dude.
great. This is amazing.
I think it's a good possibility. Well, dudes, I hate to cut you short. I gotta get
On that note,
I do have to get my kid ready. I gotta get ready. It's been a lazy Sunday to a degree, but gotta take the young lad to a birthday party. He's got little buds, and they're celebrating what it's like to be 9 years old.
Good time to be
Those were the
alive.
days.
Yeah, crazy. I don't even remember being 9. So
I think I really liked playing Pokemon Blue.
oh, for sure.
Accurate. Yeah.
I also
same.
had Pokemon Blue. Good shit.
That's the coolest one.
Yeah.
And now you can play them on. You play the new ones on Switch. They're just like it, but they're a little better too. They're fun.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
sick.
He
It's
is
good
Switch
stuff.
now.
I might have to be a Nintendo boy soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then and then it's normal, you know. I'm like, yeah, I play Pokemon with my son, so people don't judge me as much.
Nice.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's the only reason I had kids. Is like, well, I want to do this like nerdy shit.
Yeah.
I gotta have kids to.
not be judged.
Now it's cool. You got a free fly pass.
That's
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. But how can people listen to you? Where can they follow you? Stay updated on all that stuff. And you know, I'm one of your top fans on Facebook. I hope you know.
Yeah, you sure
you got the
are.
badge? Do we got a badge? Is
Got
that
the
a thing?
badge.
I think there's a
Nice.
badge. Yeah.
Hell
Yeah. So I'm pretty, you know, I'm pretty good. I better be on that VIP list when you're playing at the gathering. But how can
Oh,
people get to you?
Well, you can find us on Instagram at knee_high_July. We're on Facebook.
Yeah.
We're on Bandcamp, YouTube, and actually on all those we have like a link tree up in there,
Nice.
and it's got all our you know, audio downloads, videos, press appearances, Jesse's OnlyFans.
Only dads, he calls
Only
it.
dads.
Yeah. When we do have an album together, we'll put that on everything, so you'll find us on whenever that happens. Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. That's
Well,
pretty much all that.
Yeah, once you get some, you know, recordings like and everything, or you know, anytime you want me to throw a song up, I'm willing to do it. So
Oh yeah,
thank you.
absolutely.
yeah, thanks for hopping on, and best of luck with everything.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks
man,
for having us.
for having us on the show.
Yeah.